Yes, it is Sunday, and we are here on THT to talk some Ferris Bueller, because this is talking movies. And with me, I've got Tony and Anthony. What's up, guys?
What's going on?
What's happening, man?
Same shit, different day. You know, the old SSDD. As they say. I think that's what the cool kids are saying.
If they're not cool.
Exactly, man. So, how's everyone doing this weekend?
Oh, I can't complain. Another weekend of fantastic wrestling, but that is not what we're here to talk. But I'm in a good mood.
No, I'm sure we'll get plenty into Tournament of Death on Wednesday with Shaheen and Anthony. And probably Tony.
Yeah.
So, so stay tuned for that Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on Mixler.com/THT podcast. And there you go. That's my version of the plugs right there. Sheen's is so much better. Right.
Oh, he's made for doing plugs, man. He can say that shit in his sleep.
Him and DJ could just do plugs all fucking night.
Yeah.
Well, one his his life and job depends on him. The other one, he's just, hey, it's Wednesday. What's happening? It's Shaheen coming in at you. THT podcast 9:30.
That's a good Shaheen, I must say.
He has that radio voice.
He does.
Oh, dude, without question. He has a face for radio too. Am I right? Oh.
Wish I had the other. Oh, see, now I got to load that up. Just in case you make any good comments again, I've got it. Hold on, here we go.
Well, we got the Dice Man.
Dude, come on now. Of course, it's going to take forever to load up because I need it.
Yeah, well, I mean.
Yeah, Why would
you don't have it synced up like Ferris Bueller?
No. I do have Ferris Bueller playing, though.
I really like the one thing to get into that movie, that theory that it's all Cameron's dream.
Yes.
I think that's really neat, and I never thought of that until whenever it was posted online.
All right, here we go. Just for the next time, we can. Oh! There you go. For next time. I didn't have it loaded up. I usually don't use it on this show.
Oh, fuck you.
So, anyway, we are here to talk some Ferris Bueller because yesterday was the 30th anniversary of the Ferris Bueller movie. If you did not feel old, you should right now.
Yeah.
I feel super old. This was in 1986 this movie came out.
You're like, what, 27?
Huh?
I said you were, what, like 27?
In 1986?
Give or take?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
The golden era.
All right, I was 11.
Where a middle-aged man really captures teen angst and feelings.
Yeah. This was another John Hughes, and I think since day one we've brought up John Hughes movies and said we were going to do something like this, but the anniversary seemed to be perfect for Bueller. And,
right.
Yeah, this is another John Hughes movie. I think we've said before how much we appreciate the John Hughes style with using the same actors, kind of keeping some, continuity in all the movies. He does little callbacks to this movie and that movie, so, but this movie was one of his early movies that started kind of the whole thing. Obviously, Matthew Broderick was in this.
Yes.
Famous for vehicular manslaughter.
Became kind of known for it, unfortunately.
Sadly, yeah.
I mean, honestly, I would say outside of the fact that he's married to Sarah Jessica Parker, this might be the greatest thing he's ever contributed to Hollywood. No, I'm sorry. I did like Matthew Broderick and The Cable Guy. I don't know if you guys agree with that one.
Okay, Cable Guy was good, yeah.
I liked him in that. I even like the shitty Godzilla we got, but that's because I was 9, but that's neither here nor there.
I like the Godzilla one. He did,
Did War Games.
Dude, let's not... Oh, I mean, War Games is a fucking cult classic. It's been on cable the last few weeks.
It's related. Now I'm trying to think. Oh, dude, Biloxi Blues is...
But yeah, Glory. I don't know. I'm sure if you
Yeah,
know,
that's probably, besides Ferris Bueller, that was like probably the one movie I remember seeing when I was younger, like watching it in school.
In school, I was about to say, I don't know how many times I watched that fucking movie in school.
Yeah.
And you know, he does a lot of voice work now.
Oh, okay.
He was in the B. He was the voice in the B movie. Obviously, he was Simba in Lion King.
Dude, he was fantastic in B movie. I completely forgot because that's actually a really good fucking movie.
Yep, and you
great,
know,
great kids and adults.
And my son will watch. My 7-year-old will watch the Inspector Gadget with him.
Oh yeah, duh.
I mean, you know, he has done a good amount of movies, and I don't know. I like Matthew Broderick. And like you said, even that shitty Godzilla isn't horrible. I've seen worse.
Yep.
I've seen worse. I'll put it that way. I've seen way worse.
I mean, have you seen his ex-wife? Oh!
See, there we go. Oh! And here, I'm way late for Anthony, but fuck it.
Oh, I want Ivory to suck me off.
Oh. And honestly, I think the fact that doesn't get used so much is why it'll live forever. We haven't run it into the ground, I don't think so.
No, I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to run all my sounds into the ground. Even though I did get a lot more. I got some new ones the other day. I still haven't even used them. Actually, I got them like 2 weeks ago. Here, I did get one from Ford Fairlane. My head! My head!
And also, the reason we're really going on Matthew Broderick is because the rest of this movie, a lot of the people are not really known for a lot more. I mean, now people will argue that because they'll go on IMDb. But, I mean,
well,
his parents,
you can
the
bring
principal,
up,
I mean, besides Mom and Dad Save the Universe.
Yeah, and you can bring up, I mean, Alan Ruck, who was Cameron in the movie, like I said, he did Speed, and that's about the only other movie I saw. And he was on a TV show. He was on Spin City.
Spin City, what you got? Yeah.
Yeah, Jennifer Grey, Dirty Dancing. Come on.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Give her a little bit.
Charlie Sheen also. I think this might have been one of his first major roles.
I wouldn't call that a major role. I'd say it's one of his.
It's memorable.
Yeah, I mean, because that's right when he started like popping up, like '86. His Platoon came out the same year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Ben
Charlie
Stein.
Sheen playing basically the future of Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, Ben Stein had a little part in this movie.
Once again, memorable. Not a big part, but memorable.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, Bueller? Come on. It's one of the most memorable lines, if they want to say 80s movies or movies in general.
Here you go. Here you go. Let's see. Where am I at here?
Popular ad. The sportos, motorheads, geeks, sluts, bloods, wastoids, dweebies, dickheads. They all adore him. They think he's a righteous dude.
I mean, we could say that's the line for Ferris Bueller, or is that the line for Boxman, too?
Oh, that was sweet.
Yeah. And also, I don't know if you guys agree, I wanted to point something out. Not just with Ferris Bueller, but a lot of movies back then that had that PG-13 rating. A lot of those movies back then, in terms of the language and what they said, they got away with a lot of things. Especially if you look at Ferris Bueller. Like, nowadays, I couldn't get away with it. You heard dickhead just there. I think it's a scene where got a couple F-bombs dropped.
I mean, it's like...
Dude, right now he's... Literally, I'm watching the movie right now. He's on his computer typing making a nudie picture.
Yeah.
I see boobies.
It's like... a PG-13 in 1986 is, probably an NC-17 nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
Probably an R nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, but I mean, this was one of those movies, though, where this was an early movie for that talking to the film, like narrating your own movie, talking to the camera type movie. It kind of got big after this. I seen what was another one that I remember, that Cuffs with Christian Slater.
Oh, and High Fidelity with John Cusack.
Yes. Yeah. See, it kind of brought a few of those movies on, but I don't remember. I mean, this was '86, so
yeah.
But I don't remember a lot of movies being this style where they narrated their own, goings on in the movies. But according to some people, it's not easy to do that. but he
I
pulled
can
it
see
off.
that, yeah.
I mean, this movie is. I mean, I remember my sister being she's 2 years older than me, and her friends could literally quote every line in this movie.
Was she the new to your Ferris?
What? No, I never got to get out of school. Never.
And I mean, I gotta point this out. I mean, obviously, we're gonna go through the movie as the show goes on. But were his parents, in your opinion, like the most aloof human beings you ever met?
Stupid.
Without question.
They're basically, I'm trying to be professional here, but basically just dumb.
Professional. Where the fuck you think this is? THT, motherfucker.
Dumb.
Think Starbucks, brother. You save that for the coffee.
Gullible. We'll go gullible. How's that?
Yeah, gullible. Yeah.
They were definitely some gullible sons. And I mean, he even says it at the beginning of the movie. He even fucking says it. They bought it. The worst performance in my life, and they didn't doubt me for a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, but there are people who are like that with certain people. I'm sure there are people we know, friends and family, whose parents are like that, though. That their kid, oh, he's not faking being sick. They're like, he can do no wrong. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
But for sure, I mean, the gullible, perfect word, though.
Yeah.
Definitely. They're very gullible parents, obviously. But, obviously that's only in the movie. But definitely, right now in the movie he's getting ready to pull Sloane out, who, goddamn, that girl, Mia, hold on a second. What was her real name? She is so fucking
Mia
hot.
Sarah, I believe.
Mia Sarah. There you go.
Oh, can we also point out, he went to a really long extreme, just crazy extremes to not go to school. Just go to fucking school, dude. Fuck you.
And someone brought this up. Where the fuck did he get all this money from? He said he didn't have a job.
Oh, dude, and he so you're telling me, all right, I got a mannequin, a tape deck, computers, all this shit, just to not go to school. Really, man? Is it that bad, brother?
Yeah,
Look at the neighborhood, though, like white
go to
suburbia,
school.
though.
That's it. Just to not go to school.
Suburbia, too.
And, believe it or not, a sequel for this movie was discussed.
Ugh.
Glad they didn't do it, because as much as I kind of would have been curious to see how they played it up, some movies are better as standalone movies, and I think this is a perfect example.
Leave it up.
Here, let me get the quote here. Right here, it says Broderick and Hughes, which was obviously Bueller and Cameron, stayed in touch for a while after the production. They thought about a sequel to Ferris Bueller where he'd be in college or a first job, and the same kind of stuff would happen, but neither found a very exciting hook. The movie is about a singular time in your life. Ferris Bueller is about the week before you leave school. It's about the end of school. In some way, the movie does not have a sequel. It's a little moment. It's a little lightning flash in your life. So basically they're saying, it's just about one time and there is no sequel. So thank God they're smart enough guys to realize it and not try to milk this for everything it fucking had.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, especially when it comes to John Hughes, man.
Yeah.
It's like there doesn't need to be a second Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles, Weird Science. It's like the only one he had to do a sequel to, and it was fine that he did it, was Home Alone. I mean...
But they ran that into the fucking ground after, Home Alone 3,
Yeah, well, let's just go with the ones he was involved with. Let's go 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's not, I'm sorry, Home Alone. It stops at Lost in New York for me.
Yeah, ditto.
Yeah, but it's but I mean this. Let's real quick just get into how popular a movie like this was back then. This movie was so popular. Barbara Bush mentioned this in a 1990 address at Wellesley College. She was telling the students, find the joy in life, because as Ferris Bueller said on his day off, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop to look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Very true.
And actually the exact quote is right here.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
There you go, said by the man himself. So, I mean, when Barbara Bush, the first lady at the time, is quoting a movie, that should tell you a little bit of how big of an impact, a cultural impact, this movie had on the mid to late 80s.
Without a doubt, man. This is like I said, man. Matthew Broderick. To put it in perspective, Matthew Broderick could have retired after this movie and would have lived forever. He would have been a cultural icon forever and a day.
Yep.
I can back that.
Absolutely, he would have been. But but again, let's all just thank God they never did a second one of this.
Thank God. Yeah, it would have been, like I said, not you can't, read into predict the future, but it would have been so forced, and they would have tried to recreate some of those moments that were so organic to the original movie that you really couldn't have recreated.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. This film opened in 1,333 in 30 theaters in the United States and had a total weekend gross of $6,275,647. Back in that time, that was let's see. Ferris Bueller. The total gross for that movie back in 1986 was $70 million.
Goddamn.
I mean, and I could be completely off with, I don't have the inflation calculator, which, because I like pointless shit, I love going on and looking up shit.
Mm-hmm.
Probably that'd be something probably making $200 million.
Yeah, that would be the equivalent of Titanic.
Yep.
Like Titanic is like top 2, top 3 movies made.
That was the 10th highest grossing film of the year 1986. So there were a few bigger films that year. I'm not going to even go into what they were. I've got a list, but I just don't feel like.
Wait, is Platoon one of them?
Fuck. Hold on. I closed.
I need to know. I'm sorry.
No, I just closed the screen. Here we go.
Platoon. Would you say, Tone, I guess while Box is looking at her, would you say that's your favorite Sheen flick?
Yeah. And I'm really, I'm thinking about it right now. There are other, I never got really big into Wall Street, that movie. I never really sat down and loved it. I tried a couple times. I mean, I'm going for, his big movies. I love fucking Hot Shots. They're great. But, I mean, and I love that movie, The Chase, too. But
I got that on DVD. I love it.
I told you, me and Anthony were talking about it, and the next morning I turned on my TV, and it was on cable.
There you go.
So, yeah. Now, okay, real quick, since you're making me go through them, top 10 films of 1986. Number 10 is Ferris Bueller, the film we're talking about. Number 9, Ruthless People. I don't know if you remember that. Danny DeVito, Judge Reinhold.
I think Bette Midler was in that, right?
Do what?
Bette Midler?
Yes, Bette Midler was in that. And that had, let's see, 71 million. I'm not doing all the change and shit. Yeah, The Golden Child at 79 million.
Wow.
Aliens, 86 million. Back to School at 91.
We do that movie?
Yeah, yes. I love that movie.
We'll definitely. Rodney Dangerfield. God
definitely.
Damn, underrated.
Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home, 109, and I'm actually a little shocked to read this. The Karate Kid Part 2, 115 at number 4.
I think people were hot on the first one,
Yeah, but it was I think it was only 3 years later, so yeah, I guess it still had a little oomph to it.
At least the Jade Smith version didn't make that much, so.
No. Yeah. Let's see, number 3 was what you guys mentioned, Platoon at 138.
Jesus.
Oof. Number 2, Crocodile Dundee, 174, and number 1, this is not surprising, Top Gun, 176 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah, not surprising. Top Gun was the highest film that year. Boy, bad. That was a bad year for Ferris Bueller. Look at all the good films that came out.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
Golden Child, Back to School, Platoon, Crocodile Dundee, which became a fucking cultural icon of a film.
Yeah, 86.
Alien, man.
I'm trying to think. 86, I would have been about 2. And it just kind of goes to show you just the quality and the caliber of movies. I mean, nowadays, I can't name 2 or 3 movies that I would consider must-see material. But that list there, man, I might have to go through that list at some point and just rewatch some of that stuff.
I could probably. I've seen most of that stuff recently.
Right.
I've seen Top Gun was on my cable. Crocodile Dundee was. Platoon I saw a couple of months ago. Karate Kid Part 2 I've seen. Back to School, I've got that. I'll watch that any day. Ruthless People I watched about 3 weeks ago. And I'll watch The Golden Child anytime. Aliens, you might have to force me to sit down and watch that one.
And another one, it's not on the list. It probably is not on anybody's personal top 10. Came out a few years later. Another Tom Cruise flick, Cocktail. I actually enjoyed that flick. I don't know if you guys agree, but I remember liking that movie.
I have to admit, I will watch almost anything with Elizabeth Shue. She is she was like an early Drew Barrymore, you know? I mean, I know Drew Barrymore was just very young at that age, but, you know, just had that girl next door hot look.
You want to go on adventures and babysitting with?
I would have loved to have gone on adventures with her babysitting.
So she spoke to you, is what you're trying to tell us, Box?
She spoke to something. She used something as a microphone. But yeah, no, she was super hot back then. And like you said, in Cocktail, fucking smoking hot. What was I watching the other day with her in it? That she's sexy as hell.
Hollow Man?
Hollow Man, thank you.
You know,
Oh my God, I was right. Oh,
You
cool.
were 100%. Hollow Man, she is sexy in that fucking movie, man.
and another shot, you know, I guess, you know, because I do want us to get back on track to Ferris Bueller.
Oh,
but
yeah.
we have to give a special shout out to a man who I guarantee you, he had to have this written to his contract that he fucks everybody on camera at least one time. Michael Douglas. He went through a period where it just seemed like he was fucking everybody on camera. Fatal Attraction, Demi Moore and Disclosure. Then Sharon Stone and Basic Instinct. Didn't it seem like he was going through like a streak where he was just fucking every hot ass female on camera at one point?
That's what Tom Cruise was doing. He was trying to prove he wasn't a fucking, you know, he wasn't gay. You know, him and Nicole Kidman did that. What was that? Eyes Wide Shut or whatever.
Oh, that was a fucking weird one.
That was a weird one, man.
That was literally.
Yeah. And I like weird shit, but that to this day, that's probably one of the weirdest movies I actually tried to sit and watch.
Yeah.
You know, that one
That's
is,
same.
and I'm trying to think of the fucking movie right now. God damn it, I just lost it.
Tom Cruise?
No. Fuck. I know all the fucking... like, half of the soundtrack has that group Enigma.
You got a name?
No. I'll think of it by
Is
the
it
end
Tom
of the
Cruise
show.
flick?
I can't remember who's even in it, bro.
Oh, what's the plot?
Okay, I was
The
gonna-
plot?
I'm gonna have to search it by the soundtrack, and I'll have to figure it out.
Because I'm
This will
weird
be at
like
2
that.
o'clock in the
You
morning
give
to
me a
wake
plot,
up remembering.
No, I'll get it. You know who I think was in it? Kim Basinger. Hold on here.
I gotta step away for a second, guys.
All
No
right.
worries.
No problem at all. We'll get back to the movie in just a second here. And you know what? I think Kim Basinger was in that movie.
I know her because she was on The Simpsons. I am not familiar with Kim Basinger, really.
She was in Splash, dude. Oh, no, that was Daryl Hannah, wasn't it? No.
I was going to say, if we're going to talk, just even if she was, we're going to talk the movie for Tom Hanks of the 80s. It's not big. It's Bachelor Party.
Oh, I loved it. Dude, young Jim Carrey in that fucking movie.
Dude, he is fucking whole... God, Tom Hanks is funny. Tom Cruise is not funny.
No.
He tries
Well,
to. He
wait a
tried too
minute.
hard in Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder. I have to give him a little bit of credit for fucking Tropic Thunder.
That's the
That
last
was-
great movie Robert Downey Jr. did.
Yeah, that was a weird fucking movie right there, man.
Yeah. You know what, though? The one movie I like with Tom Cruise, and I will watch it when it's on, Born on the 4th of July.
I like that movie, too.
Yeah, but there you go. That's another Oliver Stone Vietnam movie.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, he's genius at making those.
Well, that Charlie Sheen's character is based on him.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
what's that one movie? It's an Oliver Stone movie. Is it called Talk Radio? The one where I don't know the dude's name. He's like, kind of like a shock jock. Like he says whatever he wants. He has controversial opinions.
Clint Eastwood? Not Clint Eastwood. No. No. I know who you're talking about. Hold on. It is Talk Radio.
Okay, that was a movie I actually didn't see until a couple years ago, but I really like that movie.
Yeah, that isn't Oliver Stone. That's... God damn it. I'm having to type it in because I can't think of who it is.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna have to switch to my computer so I can do this tonight. Once Anthony hops back on, I'll hop off for a second, then I'll be right back.
Alec Baldwin is in that one.
Oh yeah, he's he's like the executive who's
Yeah, I'll say a name, but you're probably not going to know him. It's Eric Bogasine. The only way I know him is he was the lieutenant on Law and Order: Criminal Intent for a very long time.
Okay, I know. I can picture him. I know what you're talking about. I just didn't
curly hair.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's okay.
I can probably think of more movies. I can get more movies he's been in. That's the one thing I can think of. Let's see. He was in Under Siege 2. Yeah, Law and Order: Criminal Intent.
That was a really good movie, and I don't want to guess his name because that was based on loosely based on a real life events of it was a Jewish disc jockey who went like head to head with all these racist pieces of shit, and they actually ended up killing him out in front of his house.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's and that's something I'd seen on one of the history channels when they're talking about that stuff. But as I was watching the movie, I was like, this seems a little like it, and lo and behold, it's what it's loosely based on.
Oh.
Which makes that movie all the more interesting. You're like, oh, Jesus.
And
I don't want to get it, into a downer and everything, but I mean, today showed, yet again, the world's full of horrible people.
Yeah, maybe we'll mention that at the end.
Yeah, that's a bummer, man. And that's even that even downplays it, but Jesus.
Yeah, maybe we'll bring that up at the end or save that for another day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I literally just left my nephew's 14th birthday, and that was all anybody seemed to want to talk about. And
I mean, and you don't want to, and I'm really glad. And actually, today's my dad's birthday. I'm glad that really didn't come up. Not that it's not something people should talk about, but I mean, the world's a horrible place. You don't need a constant reminder. Why do you think we fucking like movies? Why are we talking movies, and why do we talk wrestling? Because the world's a piece of shit, and we do what we can to get to the next day.
Yeah. So, all right, let's go ahead and get back to Ferris Bueller here, I guess.
Sure.
Well, we know it's Ferris Bueller's day off, so obviously he's getting out of school. And let's see, basically what he does, I'm sure everybody knows this movie by now. He steals a car from his good buddy Cameron,
who is actually sick and not faking like Ferris Bueller.
He is, and he's a little uptight.
Cameron's such a tight ass, you could put a lump of coal in his ass, and in a week you'd have a diamond.
You'd have a diamond. I was looking to see if I had that quote. I'm not sure if I do.
Yeah, man, that's... Trust me, I've tried using that one in real life. There are many people like that.
Yeah, I don't have that one. This was something that let me see if I can get back to that. There was a deleted scene in that movie that, because we were talking about, how he gets his money, and he goes to a nice restaurant and they order.
Right.
There is a part in this movie where he's like, Cameron, you didn't have a good time. We ate pancreas. There's actually
I don't remember that line. Oh, you said it was a deleted scene. I'm sorry.
Well, no. Here it is. Out of all the several scenes, one of the lost scenes is where the three of them are trying to order in the French restaurant. They're shocked that there's pancreas on the menu. The only time he says it in the finished film is when he asks Cameron, "Didn't you have a good time?" or didn't we see great stuff today?" And Cameron says, "Not really." One of the lines Ferris says is, "We ate pancreas today."
The things rich people will eat.
Yeah, so there was actually a scene where they were trying to order, and were shocked that. And I guess it's in the anniversary DVD and the Blu-ray. So,
that's just talking about the excess of the '80s. These yuppies with money. Why not order pancreas? Of course, I order it all the time.
Yes, let's not even worry whose it is.
Right.
Let's not worry. But, this was an as usual John Hughes film. All his films are somewhere in Chicago, it seems like.
The greater Illinois area.
The Chicago, Michigan, Illinois area, yeah. But let's see, what part are we at in the movie here? I am right now where his mom is checking on him because she got the phone call.
Oh.
Let's play a little bit of this here. We got that. We got The Righteous Dude. Let's see. We got, of course, we said Ben Stein was in that movie.
Bueller. Bueller. Bueller.
He's sick. My best friend's sister's boyfriend's brother's girlfriend heard from this guy who knows this kid who's going with the girl who saw Ferris pass out at 31 Flavors last night. I guess it's pretty serious.
Tell me you don't still do that, Bueller. Bueller.
Ben Stein, what a transition. Went from writing speeches for presidents to being in movies.
Yeah. Yeah, good for him, though,
fantastic eye drop commercials.
That's right. My God, I forgot that. Man, you're right. He did do those, didn't he?
He has that voice, man. It's just his voice.
Now, man, I should play that whole goddamn thing. Now, one of the best parts in this movie is when Cameron is on the phone with Mr. Rooney.
I'll go with that's my favorite scene of the movie.
Where he's on the phone with him?
Yep, I'm gonna go with that because the principal's freaking out because he thinks it's actually Sloane's dad.
Yep. Mr. Peterson. Mr. Peterson.
And then when he messes up, my people call your people. We'll do lunch.
Pardon my French, but Cameron is so tight that if you stuck a lump of coal up his ass, in 2 weeks you'd have a diamond.
I just found that one and wanted to play it before I lost it. But yeah, one of the best scenes is when he's doing that and making that phone call, and he sits there and finally when Rooney comes back, where is that part? I actually have it.
Oh, me, sir, God damn it!
That's it. Yeah, that's the fucking line.
Let me go here.
Sounds like the Cowardly Lion talking.
Come, me, sir. God damn it. That is one of the fucking best lines in the whole fucking movie, dude. It has to be. That, and let's see, what else do I got here? I do have a few of the Edward Rooney lines that we can have fun with. Here we go. Oh, come on.
That doesn't sound like him.
YouTube fucked it up.
I'm sure. Are we skipping it ahead in 5 seconds?
No, hold on. I don't know what's going on here. It's literally just not playing. Come on.
The real question is, why are we not watching Slammiversary?
Is Slammiversary on tonight?
I think.
An actual pay-per-view for TNA? I don't believe you.
I speak the truth, brother.
No way.
No way.
No way, Jose.
We're talking TNA. Oh!
Yeah. All right, let's see if I can get this working. If I restart the page... I wonder if Anthony's back yet. Anthony, back yet?
Nah, probably pooping.
I'm going to take that as a no. All right, we'll give this one more time, and if it don't work, I shut it down, and I go to the old tuber. It says it's working. It's lying.
So far this semester, he has been absent nine times.
9 times? 9 times.
9 times. Yeah, this board is not working well. All right, I'm going to shut this down. We can get all this off of YouTube when I do this, though. But, yeah, that whole phone call is great. And then, this shows Ferris. He's sitting there in the suit. And this is when he asks him for the car. That car, man. That fucking car is gorgeous.
Yeah.
That is an amazing car.
I'm not even a mark for cars, but yeah.
Oh, how can you not be a mark for a car like that?
Exactly. Yeah.
How can you not be? Here we go. Cameron on the phone with Rooney. Rooney! Let's see. I got one here that's 2 minutes. Let's go ahead and do it. Fuck, I got a 4-minute one here and a 3-minute one. Let's see. 3-minute. I got a minute and 32. Let's just do the minute and 32. Or 2:16. 2:16. Let's see where we're at. Let's do this one and see where we're at. Fuck you, ads. Fucking ads. Who likes ads? No one likes ads.
Yeah, but you just pay some money and you can get no ads. I'm not giving you any money.
All right, I got the ad. There we go. We're done with the ad now. This is the second part of the phone. He finds out, oh no, it's not Bueller.
Mr. Peterson? I think I owe you an apology, sir.
Well, I should say you do.
Well,
Well, I think you should be sorry, for Christ's sake. A family member dies, and you insult me. What the hell is the matter with you, anyway?
Well, I really don't know, sir. I mean, I didn't think I was talking to you. I thought I was talking to somebody else. You know, sir, that I would never deliberately insult you like that. I can't begin to tell you how embarrassed I am.
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole. Asshole!
You're absolutely right, sir. You've hit the nail right in the head. Find out where she is.
This isn't over yet, Buster. Do you read me?
Loud and clear, Mr. Peterson.
Call me sir, God damn it!
Yes, sir.
That's better. Now you just mind your P's and Q's, Buster, and remember who you're dealing with.
Bueller. Ferris Bueller. Now, I'm a little scared, because what if he recognizes my voice? Possible. You're doing great. Yeah?
Here he goes again.
Jesus, wait!
This is great.
Rooney!
Oh.
Rooney! Calm down!
Just a moment.
Just a little office difficulty, sir.
Rooney, I don't have all day to bark at you, so I'm going to make this short and sweet. I want my daughter out in front of the school in 10 minutes by herself. I don't want anybody...
What? It's too suspicious. He'll think something's up. Cover it. You talk. Come on.
All right, your part's coming up in a sec that you like.
Rooney! Rooney! Yes. Yeah, pay attention. I changed my mind. I want you out in front of the school with her. I'd like to have a few words with you, by God. On second thought, we don't have time to talk right now. We'll get together soon and we'll have lunch. Ow! What the hell is wrong with you?
Fucking beautiful.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, God, what a great fucking quote, man. What a great fucking quote, man. Unbelievable. What a great movie. Complete.
It's an overlooked John Hughes sometimes. I think people forget it.
You know, it just kind of
Not forget so much as it, I mean...
No, go ahead.
I would say, obviously I'm not ranking John Hughes films, but I mean, like, I'll go to The Breakfast Club first, but, I mean, Ferris Bueller's there, but I always, it's something you kind of forget for a split second.
Yeah, you definitely got to put this one up there.
It's more comical than serious, if that makes sense.
It's definitely got a John Hughes feel, but I guess when you really get down to it, you're right. It's not that usual romantic comedy style film that John Hughes is known for. I mean, look at, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And Home Alone could sort of be called a romantic comedy, I guess. Not really. Not really, but it's kind of one. And, Breakfast Club does turn out to be a romantic comedy.
Yep.
I mean, at the end of the movie, that's basically what it is, but that is more...
Everyone gets a girlfriend except for Anthony Michael Hall.
Yeah, but I mean, most of his movies, though, the guy gets the girl. I mean, Pretty in Pink.
16 Candles.
Thank you, that's the one I was thinking of, 16 Candles.
Oh, sorry, to go with Pretty in Pink, my mom will forever wish he picked Ducky instead, but she doesn't.
But, yeah, I mean, the guy gets the girl, or really, in his movies, the girl gets the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, for some reason, they all wanted Molly Ringwald, and let's face it, she's not that hot.
I'm going with Ali Sheedy.
Ali Sheedy. I like Ali Sheedy.
Yeah.
Yep,
I mean,
I do.
She also's got the best line. When you grow up, your heart dies.
There you go. There you go.
God damn, it's good writing. And directing, and... that line in itself. That and said line about, if you don't stop, look around, you might hear...
Yeah.
Life moves fast.
We're bringing up all these fucking Brat Pack movies. We're going to have to do St. Elmo's Fire one night, too.
Which, if I'm going to go with anything, it's got a great song. I was never huge on the movie.
See, I like the movie. I do.
That was the one with the B Brat Pack. Demi Moore. Whatever. Yes, Demi Moore gets my Brock Lesnar returning to UFC. Whatever.
Jesus Christ. Demi Moore was sexy as hell in that movie, dude.
I like her in Ghost with her short hair, but that's me.
Oh, you must have liked her. What was that fucking military movie she did?
Oh, G.I. Jane?
Yeah. I never even saw that movie.
I've seen that movie, like the whole movie, like once. I know Viggo Mortensen's in it. It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'm not super huge on Demi Moore though. I mean, I was never. Cool striptease, yeah, that's neat for having boners, but
yeah, it's good. It's good for that. So
what a riveting storyline.
Yeah. Bring up another really good part in that movie was the restaurant scene that we were discussing a little while ago. I think I have some of that scene right here. I've got a minute or two of it. Let's see how long I've got here. Oh,
Fandango now.
fucking
I can watch
ads.
movies and TV shows.
Best thing that come from that, and I thought it was one of the most clever names. A band picked the name Abe Froman as their band name.
Abe Froman, the
Great.
Sausage King
Chicago.
of Chicago.
The Sausage King of Chicago.
Yeah, Sausage King of Chicago. Yeah.
Cast.
All right, what do we got here?
Can we please get the hell out of here?
Just a minute.
This place gives me the creeps.
Not very loud.
Why didn't you tell me to come to it?
I can fix that.
Hello, may I help you? You can sure as
May
hell
I
try.
help you?
Hi, I'm Abe Froman. Party of 3 for 12. Is there a problem?
You're Abe Froman.
That's right.
That's loud enough.
I'm Abe Froman.
The Sausage King of Chicago.
Yeah, that's me.
Listen, young man. Entre nous, I'm very busy here. Why don't you take the kids and go back to the clubhouse?
Are you suggesting that I'm not who I say I am?
I'm suggesting that you leave before I have to get snooty.
Snooty?
Snotty.
Snotty?
Okay, Abe. Let's go.
No, I'm not going anywhere. No, we like to be seated.
Listen, young man, either you take the field trip outside or I'm going to have to call the police.
You're going to call the police on me?
Yes.
Fine. As a matter of fact, I'll call them myself.
Yes. Call the police. This'll be a hoot.
Another great part that Cameron gets to use his Mr. Peterson voice. This is Sergeant Peterson, Chicago Police Department.
That dude is the epitome of the snooty waiter.
With Fandango now.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, I accidentally let that go. It should have stopped.
Yeah.
It should have stopped, the little freak. All right, there we go. So, yeah, that was, I mean, I think literally every scene in this movie, if you broke this movie down scene by scene, you'd be able to find either a quotable line or just, holy shit, that was a great scene.
Yep.
Literally, scene by scene. Let's see where I'm at right now in the movie here. Where I'm at, Rooney's just pulling up to Ferris Bueller's house, so he's about to go in the backyard and see the dog. I mean, this principle goes to I mean, completely elaborate lengths to try to bust one kid.
Yeah. His principal has got to a student's house.
Yeah, I believe this is called stalking nowadays. I believe that this is now called stalking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yeah. You know, if you watch a lot of the movies from the 80s, you got to realize that, you know, some of them really are illegal now.
Oh, without question.
I mean, it's like, holy shit. I mean, dude, look at Dirty Dancing. Swayze was a fucking pedophile hitting on banging a 17-year-old.
Thank you. I believe it was Family Guy. Yeah, he gets arrested. He gets arrested by an inmate.
Yeah, Dirty Dancing, just basically a pedophile movie. You know, no big deal back then, but nowadays it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, what the fuck is this?
Jesus Christ.
What is this movie, French?
Yeah. But, oh my God, man, I'm not even sure. There's just like so much to say about this movie. I'm just not even sure where the fuck to go and start and stop and... Let's see here, though. Where are we going to go here? Yeah, right now, and again, we mentioned how hot his fucking, Ferris Bueller's girlfriend was in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
But goddamn that Ferrari. Once again, that Ferrari is one hell of a car.
It goes Sloane Peterson, then Ferrari.
Okay. Okay.
We're going on attractive people in the movie.
Yeah?
Goes Sloane Peterson, Ferrari, Charlie Sheen, and everyone else.
Now, let's see here. John Hughes did say that he had Matthew Broderick in mind when he wrote the screenplay, saying Broderick was the only actor he could think of who could pull off the role, calling him clever and charming. Certain guys would have played Ferris. You would have thought, "Where's my wallet?" Hughes said. I have to look, that charm to come through. He said Jimmy Stewart could have played Ferris at age 15. Other actors were considered for the role included Jim Carrey, John Cusack, Tom Cruise, and Michael J. Fox.
I could easily see John Cusack doing this.
Yes.
80s John Hughes, like Better Off Dead and stuff. I could see it. They both have like those baby faces, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cruise, I don't think could have pulled this off.
It's like, I mean, Carrey's he's a relative unknown at the time. Michael J. Fox, it's like, okay, the cat from Back to the Future is doing this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, so I mean, there's suspension of disbelief. Like, wow, that chick in Pretty in Pink looked like that girl who I saw at Saturday Detention in The Breakfast Club. But we don't have to put that together. But I mean, I think people wouldn't have bought it as much if it was Michael J. Fox. It's someone, because I don't think many people knew Matthew Broderick beforehand.
Yeah.
I mean, War Games, but
yeah.
And I think that came out before.
I believe that was 83.
Okay, yeah, definitely, yeah, because I wasn't. It's like you can buy that. It's like, okay, oh, it's that guy from War Games. Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah, I believe it was. Give me 1 sec.
I'm back, guys. Sorry about that.
No problem, man. Yeah, let's see if that was War Games. I think was a 1983 movie. Let me see if
It's
I'm
83.
right. 83.
Fact.
Holy shit! Ding ding. I'm right. I'm right. I deserve an award. Goddamn you, motherfucker. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I'll remember when War Games came out or Bueller came out, but I probably won't remember another 30 years when the fucking new Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out.
Dude, where were you when Furious 19 came out?
Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
Honestly, I think we'll all be dead and buried, and they'll still be making the movies.
Oh.
The Rock's great-grandchildren will be playing his role.
There you go. Along with Sylvester Stallone's kids putting the Rocky role back in play.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to keep that series going as long as he can. I'm already waiting for a Clubber Lang Clubber Lang's kid to be the next movie.
I could play Rocky.
Stop.
What are you doing over there?
Box, you have a future in voice work, man.
Yeah, thanks. My voice is so torn up from the other day at Six Flags, dude. It was insane. I've never been. It was fun as hell.
Isn't there a ton of Six Flags in Texas?
Do what?
I don't know. I feel it. Isn't that where like Six Flags got started?
I think it might be this one. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not sure either. I
don't know.
I don't know. I just know that I had a lot of fun.
Repeat visit?
Oh, I will definitely go back. There was a few rides I couldn't ride. One of them, we were going to ride the Riddler, but someone puked on it.
Oh.
Yeah, 30 minutes later, we were in line, and they're still cleaning up the ride. I'm like, let's go. And we went back there about another 40 minutes later after we rode something else, and they were still cleaning it up.
Because no one wants to clean it up, dude.
No, they were hosing it down, and then they got, after they clean it, they got to get an inspector over there to make sure it's good, and then they got to tell you can do this and that, and we just said screw it. And I mean, we were there from 11 o'clock until the park closed at 7.
Oh, Boxman, hard partier, huh?
Dude, I was so happy we were because we got the last 2 rides we rode were Batman and Mr. Freeze. Batman's a badass roller coaster. It's one of the roller coasters where your feet are dangling.
Yeah, oh.
So I got on that. We got to ride that back to back 2 times in a row. Mr. Freeze is one of those rides that shoots you in reverse.
Jesus.
And you go up, like straight 90 degrees up, and then it just drops you, and you go through the roller coaster. We did that 3 times in a row, back to back to back. Because the park was about to close. There was no one in line. So they just let it go. The guy got on the microphone and said, if there's no one waiting to get on the ride, you can ride again. If there is, find a section that's not, that no one's in and sit there.
Wow.
So we rode back to back to back. It was hot as hell, but it was worth it, man. It was fun.
All right, fellas, let me hop off the phone. I'm going to hop on my laptop. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
All right, we're here, man.
Okay. And I guess real quick, before we kind of get back to the levity, just want to send out my condolences, prayers, rest in peace, shout-outs to the victims down in Orlando. Because that I woke up to that news, and that just fucked my brain. That fucked my mind up today. So I just wanted to send my condolences out to everybody affected by that tragedy.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get a little more into that at the end of the show. But definitely, yeah, that was pretty messed up. But yeah, I was looking at that last night. Went to bed about 1:30 here, which is about 2:30 there. So it was kind of happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of happening when I was going to sleep. So I woke up and saw the rest of it, what was going on. But that was some sick, crazy shit. But yeah, we'll maybe get into that. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe end of the show. Maybe we'll wait till Wednesday.
But catch me up, Box. Where you at? Where you guys at in the movie?
Right now at the movie we were at.
Thank you for all the joy and pain.
Right there.
Picture show, second balcony.
Which means he is on the float singing Wayne Newton's Donkashane.
Yes.
So we can kind of pick up.
I do have to mention that I don't know how you feel, but Jennifer Grey was looking hot in this movie, man.
She does. She looks a lot different now. Matter of fact, she was just on Lip Sync Battle. Her husband was on that show a little while ago, so she was on there, and she still looks very good. But she got a nose job. She got rid of that Jennifer Grey nose.
Yeah, which I don't know, man. I once again, that's what maybe I'm different, but that's one of those unique quirks that I would have kept. It's something I dug it.
Yeah, and if you look at Mia Sara, I don't think she's changed one bit.
Yeah.
Her face looks older, but she still looks exactly the fucking same.
Yeah, she had like an exotic look to her too. It's like, man.
Yeah, but if you type her, her name 2016, she does not look much different. She's still a beautiful girl.
Yeah, she got them good genetics, man.
Yeah, obviously.
That teaches people something. Hey, take care of yourself so you can age with grace.
Yep, and this was actually another good part in the movie. When he starts doing the Beatles.
It's gonna be a fright cook at Phoenix.
This song gave the Beatles a little bit of a push in the late 80s.
Yeah. Well, you would know better than me, but I could imagine.
It did, and I think there might be something here about that. As I go down here. It definitely put that song by Yellow, Oh Yeah, Oh Yeah. Definitely put that song basically on the fucking map. That song was never a hit until it got put in this movie. So that and Twist and Shout chartered a 16 years after the Beatles broke up.
Gave them some more cultural relevance.
Yep, brought that song back to the public eye, and then gave it another prominent appearance in the same year in the movie Back to School.
Yeah.
When Rodney sings it at the end of the movie, I remember that, Rodney Dangerfield. So, yeah, this movie, like we were saying, this movie had a definite culture, impact out there. And as did a lot of movies back in the 80s, it seemed to...
it resonated with people. I mean, John Hughes, he had the Midas. For some reason, he just had a knack for writing for teenagers with angst, like that, that rough patch that kids go through with that transition from junior high to high school to adulthood. He just had a knack for writing for those characters. Whether you were the jock, whether you were the nerd, whether you were the spoiled princess, Ferris Bueller, which this is something I guess it's a minor gripe that I had with the movie. They never really explained how Ferris Bueller kind of had his juice. Because just to backtrack a minute, when he scammed his way out of school, right? Mm-hmm. And then they had the campaign, and he was on the phone with everybody, and hey, Ferris is going to get me out of summer school, and Ferris is going to hook me up with this, hook me up with that. They never really kind of explained how he got all that juice.
Well, they were just popular kids back then, just like there are now. But that's just kind of I don't know. It is a little weird, but even to kind of tack on to the cultural impact of this movie, even in 2016, Deadpool, in the credits scene, there's a little homage to Ferris Bueller. Deadpool's dressed in a robe, talks directly to the audience in a hallway, looks exactly similar to the one in the movie, and he says, "You're still there? It's over. Go home." At the end of the scene, he leans back into the frame behind the doorway and goes,
And once again, add a wrestling reference to this. Well, he's not a wrestler anymore, but CM Punk's documentary. He actually paid tribute at the end of his documentary to Ferris Bueller.
Did he?
Yeah. With the robe, talks to the camera. You still here? I can't remember. I don't think they had the... But he basically ripped it off down to the word, down to the line. So, yes, even in wrestling, Ferris Bueller made an impact.
Nice. And it looks like an episode of the new TV series Limitless did a little thing. Doesn't say what they did. Obviously, this is, that would be new, because that show was actually very new. That show just came out. So they paid them, they paid a little, homage to the movie also. But, even in 2016, people still, giving a little tribute to the movie. Why not, man? It's a fucking great movie. It still holds up.
It definitely does. And I'm going to steal Tony's gimmick here for a minute. A random factoid about Mia Sara. She holds a private pilot license because she's a big fan of flying.
Really? Dude, a lot of actors hold weird shit, man.
Fucking Harrison Ford, he was 70 flying planes.
Travolta
almost killed him.
Travolta does too.
Travolta? Wow, yeah.
Travolta has a fucking airport in his backyard, dude.
Fuck Virgil. That's fuck you money right there, man. When you when you can afford your own airport, yeah,
that's
you got
why,
too much fucking money on your hands.
Yeah, he's definitely got the FU money. So, but yeah, that's all him, dude. Yeah, Travolta's got he lives, his backyard is an airport. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's too rich.
And let me see. Another fun fact about Mia Sara, she's been married twice, and guess who her current husband is? Brian Henson. He is the oldest son of Muppets creator Jim Henson.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I know Jim's got 2 sons, I believe. Maybe 3. 2. I know 2.
So, wow, that's, I mean, you know.
One of his sons still has the Muppets living on.
Yeah, like I said, this is, you know, pretty cool factoids. That's why I like doing this show.
Yeah.
I actually learned stuff along the way.
Yeah, I didn't know that, actually. Nope, they're picking up the car. That's where I'm at in the movie. They're picking up the car, and Cameron is about to freak the fuck out.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. God damn, I love this fucking movie. And like I was saying, man, this movie still holds up.
Yeah,
I mean, look,
and we haven't really talked about it a lot, man. But Alan Ruck in this movie, man, I don't think he's done too many movies. He's mostly known for his TV work, but he was a hell of a good actor in this movie. I liked his kind of like nervous breakdown type of character that he played in his role. He played it pretty well.
Alan Ruck. Oh yeah. He didn't do a lot of movies. He did this. I know he was in Speed. He was he was in Twister. Thank you. Jesus, and Spin City. We've mentioned Spin City. But that's really the only stuff that I personally know him from. I completely forgot he was in Twister, but he is in Twister.
Yeah.
You know, it shows he's done a few more things. I'm looking at his IMDb right now. Yeah, he did an episode of Numbers.
Now, let me ask you something. I mean, because this was kind of like was like a subplot of the movie. They kind of made reference to the fact that Cameron may have been abused by his father. Do you think that was a little too dark for the vibe this movie was going for?
I don't think so. You got to realize the time of this movie. This movie, in 1987, no one thought of movies like that, really. I mean, dude, you could literally take this movie and pick it apart, and it would be really, honestly, not a very good movie. They don't explain, like you said, they don't explain how he became this popular motherfucker. They don't explain how he made all his money and when he admits he has no job.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot that's not explained in this movie.
Yeah, if you think hard enough about it.
Exactly, but it was a different time for movies. People didn't have the internet to pick one thing apart and 90 million people comment on it.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, I mean, could you just imagine if this came out today, man? It would be, man.
Oh, if this movie came out today, this movie would be probably like one of the worst movies ever.
So you're saying back then people, you know, just enjoyed it, what they were?
Exactly. This is a movie you just need to enjoy it for what it was and what it is.
People would have been like ripping it apart. Where's the continuity? There's not enough depth to Matthew Broderick's character. It's too shallow. Cameron is a nut job. The parents are idiots. They would have picked it apart.
Everything. And you know, like I was saying, they would have asked the question, how the fuck did he make all this money? He's going to baseball games. He's buying fancy lunches. He's, you know, doing this. You know what? It just didn't matter back then. I mean, there's literally, if you go on YouTube, there's actual YouTube videos dedicated to picking this movie apart. Put it that way. You know.
And they say wrestling fans have no lives.
Yeah, thank God I thank God there was no internet back then. Because it would have ruined a lot of fucking movies. It really would have. But yeah, this movie, you know, it was a different time, and you just have to remember that. This movie at this time, it wasn't all about, you know, let's make a statement. It was let's make a movie.
And have fun with it. I honestly think that's the problem nowadays. You know, not to sidetrack, but it's THT, so fuck it. That's what we do. Lucille Ball. You guys know who that is. She's a fairly famous lady. She did a retrospective episode of Three's Company one day. One day. I think it was in 1982.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to butcher the quote, but she says something along the lines of, it wasn't out to make a statement. It wasn't out to teach us anything. It just set out to make us laugh for 22 minutes, and it achieved that goal. Something along those lines. Yeah. And I think we are at a point now where every movie, every TV show has to be a fucking public service announcement for, don't do drugs, use condoms, stay away from this, stay away from... Everything has to teach you something. Sometimes a movie or a TV show or whatever it is just meant to entertain you. It's just meant to allow you to kind of turn your brain off and not focus on the real world, because we got a lot of negative shit going on nowadays. And sometimes you just want to turn your brain off and laugh.
Yeah, you're
and
watching
not worry
a
about
serious
shit.
movie. Yeah, you're watching a serious movie, and sometimes you just expect Keenan Ivory Wayans to come up and go, "Message."
Yeah, for real. I mean, seriously, every movie, it's like you got to have a message. You got to teach the kids.
Yeah.
I'm expecting anyone who listens to this show to get that that reference right there. By the way,
I get it.
It's a movie to parody movies being so serious, and it's not that those movies weren't important and shouldn't have been made, but it's like, just let's laugh for a fucking second, man.
Exactly, and that's why and that's why I look. They beat these movies to death, but the American Pie, the original, the first two, kind of brought comedy back, where you could just be idiots and stupid high school kind of movies.
It brought back, it's like American Pie seems like, and I'm not talking about their later movies they made.
Right.
American Pie could have been an 80s National Lampoon movie.
Yes. And honestly, to piggyback off what Tony just said, that was basically, because me and Tony are around the same age, American Pie was our generation's Porky's. You came up on Porky's, right, Box?
Yeah. I remember those. And Van Wilder was a try at that. And now remember that was a National Lampoon's movie.
Yeah, don't get me wrong,
Van Wilder.
It makes me laugh like a motherfucker. It's funny as hell.
It is. Van Wilder's a funny fucking movie. I like it.
I completely agree.
But
I enjoyed it.
But it was an attempt. It really was like a New Day attempt at PCU, which was a 90s attempt at Animal
Great
House.
movie, too. I liked it.
Right. Dude, don't get me wrong. Again, I love PCU. We're going to definitely do that movie one day.
Definitely. And you brought up Animal House. That's on my list, too.
And Animal House. But PCU was a 90s attempt at remaking Animal House. And
can't do it, man. I mean...
You just can't.
You can't.
Like we said, if they ever tried to, you know what? It's gonna happen. They're gonna end up not doing a sequel, but they're gonna end up redoing this movie. How much you want to bet by the end of 2017 we're gonna have a new Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Sadly, I can't say I disagree with you, just because Hollywood is at a point now where they can't. Creativity is bankrupt in Hollywood. So, this movie made money for us 30 years ago. Let's remake it.
Yep. Ferris Bueller's
and they'll have fucking Matthew Broderick as the principal role, and the principal role, it'll be
Matthew Broderick as the principal, and it's nothing against anyone. It'll be a girl playing the Ferris Bueller role.
I could see like
and that's horseshit too. I mean, I'm not even trying to be a sexist, but that fucking the bullshit going on with Ghostbusters right now, I have no interest in seeing that flick. This is not me trying to be a sexist, but if you're going to remake something, at least try to stay true to the original concept of what the movie was.
And other ladies involved too, man. But the same, I'm not jonesing to go see it.
I'm gonna watch it and then I'll judge it. I really will. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm going to because you know what, the early reviews aren't bad.
Melissa McCarthy's funny, so I don't doubt the review, but I just it's just certain movies, look, I'm old school. It's just certain movies, in my opinion, if you're going to remake them, you at least need to stay true to the original concept and not try to go out and, you got to appease everybody. We got to appease the women's league or the gay league or this league or that league. Sometimes the movie is supposed to be presented in a certain way. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you see, now if they redo Ferris Bueller, you're going to get like Channing Tatum playing Ferris Bueller. And he'll be being chased by, like, the truant police.
Yeah.
You know, truant officers are chasing him. It'll be ridiculous. But
how about this? It'll end with a PSA. Kids, skipping school is wrong.
Yeah.
This is just a movie. Do not attempt anything you've seen. It'll be some shit like that.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, trust me, they're gonna try to remake this movie. I'm surprised they haven't tried to remake Breakfast Club and stuff like that yet.
Oh God, no! Please don't even put that out there.
Stop yourself.
If they remake this movie, or Breakfast Club, the only way I will deal with it is if Judd Nelson plays the principal. That's it. It's the only way I'm watching. Judd Nelson.
I couldn't. I don't want to. I don't want to ruin what I have. The little. I mean, don't remake everything.
I know.
You don't
look,
have to.
Charlie Sheen's part in the movie.
Why don't you keep your opinions to yourself?
Somebody you should talk to.
And you know, it's funny.
If you say Ferris Bueller, you lose a testicle.
I'm still not sure if Charlie Sheen was really fucked up in this part, or they made his eyes look like that.
No, I think this is probably as close to true life as you're gonna get.
Yep.
Oh God! Like, look, I just want to point out, and I, you know, this is just my opinion. I actually think Charlie Sheen is a good actor. I think he's underrated, and especially when he got his head on straight, he can be a damn good actor. But I have never seen a guy make so much money essentially playing the same role. I mean, look at if you look at his trajectory.
Yes, you have.
TV, he basically plays himself in everything he does.
You have seen that. His name is Morgan Freeman. Because you tell me Morgan Freeman plays different roles. You tell me in every movie Morgan Freeman is Morgan Freeman. Do you not agree?
Fair enough.
I mean, there's been a couple roles where he's, you know, put on glasses. but
oh God! I honestly, believe it or not, man, like as many movies as Morgan Freeman's done, he's always going to be Joe Clark to me. Lean on me.
I knew you were going to say that.
Wow.
I knew you were going to say that.
I mean, it's an iconic role for me, man. Like that's to me, that's the role I identify him with the most.
Well, it's probably one of the. Let's be real. That's probably one of the first movies you saw him in.
Where he was the lead. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, the guy's done a shitload of movies, but in my opinion, Morgan Freeman, and it's not his fault. It's his distinct voice. In my opinion, that does it.
Typecast or voice cast?
It's just his voice makes him. That is Morgan Freeman, and he'll always just be in every movie Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, kind of like James Earl Jones. I mean, he got that voice.
There you go. Good call.
You're right. You know, I was going to try to argue that with like a Darth Vader. At least he's, you know, put on a suit, but that wasn't him either. So
people remember Vader what he looks like, but that voice.
He was. Hey, Best of the Best. James Earl Jones was a bad motherfucker in Best of the Best. The first one, not the second one. First one.
He was amazing in Coming to America.
Yes.
That's right. If you want to check that out, you can check us out on iTunes. THT
Yes.
Podcast. There you
And
go.
I did want to point this out. I was hoping we could kind of get away from it, but I did want to point this out just because I figure it's pertinent and it's a unique factoid.
Pertinent.
Jeffrey Jones, good actor, fucked up human being.
Who?
In 2003, Jones was arrested for possession of child pornography and accused of soliciting a 14-year-old boy to pose for pornographic photographs. Jones pleaded no contest to a felony charge. His punishment was 5 years probation, counseling, and the requirement to register as a sex offender. Jones and the aggrieved boy settled in Los Angeles Superior Court for damages related to this matter. In 2004 and 2010, he was arrested twice for failing to update his sex offender status both in Florida and in California.
James Earl Jones?
No, the principal.
No, Jeffrey Jones.
Jeffrey Jones. Who the hell is Jeffrey Jones?
He was the principal. Ed Rooney.
Oh my God, the principal?
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
That's kind of like a big deal. I mean, not a big. You know, he's not like the biggest star, but
no, that was I didn't want. It's not like I didn't want to bring that up, but that was something I didn't want to bring up.
Wow, and you know what? He's actually is a pretty big actor. He was in Beetlejuice. He was in Devil's Advocate. He's been in some big movies. So
yeah, and not quite a big movie, but one of my favorite movies as a kid was a little flick called Mom and Dad Save the World.
Mm-hmm. He was in Dr. Dolittle 2. That movie. Dr. Dolittle 2 he was in. I did not know he was in all that kind of trouble, dude. No, but he kind of looks like a creepy dude.
Yeah.
You know, you got that creep look.
And another movie that he was in that I want to review on the show at some point is Stay Tuned, starring the late John Ritter.
Oh, God, that's an old one, yeah.
But, yeah, man, I mean, that's what we do. We break out the fun on this show, but we also break out the interesting factoids.
Oh, my God, 2 movies I totally forgot this guy was in. Who's Harry Crumb with John Candy, and holy fuck, Howard the Duck.
Wait a minute, I'm looking through his list. Easy Money? I gotta go. I don't remember him in Easy Money.
Easy Money. He was the president of the Mother's Company.
I can see that.
In Easy Money. He wasn't in it a lot, but he was in the movie, and yeah, he was the president of the company. When Rodney goes in to start the regular guy line, he's the guy in the room.
He wasn't some. He flew under the radar on a lot of things. Let me see.
Yeah,
he's Red October.
Yeah, he's one of those under the radar. Oh my God, that was him. Oh my God, that was him kind of guys.
He was in Ed Wood. Damn.
Yep, and like I said, he was in the movie with Keanu, Devil's Advocate, which was a fucking amazing movie.
Yeah.
I mean, not to give the guy any I don't want him to get any publicity because I don't like him for obvious reasons, but he's one of those people who would be on, and not to give another podcast a shout out, but I Was There Too. It's a podcast with actors who you forget or didn't know they were in a said movie, and they have an interview with them. Like Bill Lamar, a lot of voice acting work, but Mad TV and stuff. He was on, in Pulp Fiction. That's an idea of an interview that he did. It's a really interesting podcast.
Wow, that's cool, man.
Yeah, that's another movie. I guess you can join us for that too, Tom. Pulp Fiction. That's another movie I enjoy.
Oh gosh, yeah, man.
Oh, we'll definitely do that one. That's without a question.
Tarantino.
So let's see, where are we at in the movie here? We are up. The car just took a dump.
You mean going backwards? It doesn't make it. It's not going backwards.
Cameron, it's my fault. I'll take the heat for it. We'll wait for your father to come home, and when he gets here, I'll tell him that I did it.
I'll take the heat for this.
That's where Cameron finally comes to, he's not going to take any more of his dad's shit.
They're talking wrestling terms, bro.
I want this much heat. I want it. If I didn't want it, I wouldn't have let you take the car out this morning. I made you take the car this morning. I could have stopped you. It is possible to stop Mr. Ferris Bueller,
This movie does turn out to be one of those, feel-good movies, though. Him and his sister get along at the end of it. And
yeah. I also love the feel-good. It's a feel-good moment when they had the music playing in the background as Cameron finally grows a set of balls.
Yep, I was just going to say the same, man. You could hear
I love it. That's one of those things I actually kind of miss about 80s movies where they almost kind of cued the music just to say, okay, audience, this is the part where you're supposed to put inspired.
Yeah. Exactly here.
Second of all, I just can't believe she came to you with a story about an intruder.
Well, for whatever reason, she did it.
Yeah, that's that part of the movie. You guys, I need 30 seconds.
But,
so
let me ask you guys, in your opinion, because I always wondered this. What do you think flipped the switch that made the sister all of a sudden get along with them? Outside of the fact that, they're blood and all.
I don't know.
That was just kind of weird because she had to change, because her whole storyline was the fact that Ferris always got his way. Got his way. She just wanted for once for him to get busted, just to bring him down a couple notches. And then all of a sudden at the end, it's almost like she gives him a little wink, and all of a sudden, once again, they're buddies, but it never really was explained why.
See, this is why I'm glad this movie was made in 1986.
You
none
don't
of this
question it.
was questioned. But if you think about Charlie Sheen changed her mind. That's
Very
basically
true.
why.
Very true, yeah.
Charlie Sheen changed her mind. You know.
Oh, yeah, you're right, because he basically said, like, you can't... Why are you blaming your brother for how your life has turned out? You got to be, like, the catalyst for change.
Yeah. You know, only you can change your life, right?
I love how that kind of shows where you're at in life. A doped out Charlie Sheen still has more game than I do sober. Because didn't he get the number from her?
Yeah, she wrote it on his hand, I believe.
That was fucking that scene. Once again, man, it's one of those. Look, I'm a sucker for like small scenes like that. Like I said, he wasn't in the movie too long, but once again, it was very memorable. You remember Charlie Sheen and Ferris Bueller?
Absolutely, and that's probably one of the things a lot of people like that clicks first with a lot of people is that he was in this movie.
And actually, one of the best things they did recently on that show, The Goldbergs, which is obviously based in the 80s, his sister gets in trouble, and she's sitting on a couch, and it's Charlie Sheen dressed up how he was, playing the exact same character, doing the knuckle cracking, everything.
That's great. I got to look that episode.
Here, wait a minute. I'll put it in the chat for you. If you can see it. It was really good, man.
That's
Yeah,
good.
I'll check that out too. Let's see, what else do we have like this here? We have the baseball game.
Swing back.
Hey, swing Hey, swing Kennedy, swing
I don't know what this one is. It just says you lose a testicle.
Somebody you should talk to.
If you say Ferris Bueller, you lose a testicle.
How you know him?
It's the part we just basically passed in the movie.
Didn't even.
Yeah, we're pretty much at the end now. Here, I can kind of put it in the back.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.
Is that loud or like able to be talked over?
Boom.
I'll drop it down a couple notches there. Yeah, basically, this is the point that he's running to his house, and he goes through all these people's backyards, and that one, I don't know, man. Look, this movie has a lot of questionable scenes and questionable parts, but again, it was 1986. It didn't fucking matter. It just didn't matter.
And it honestly, Box, I don't know if you'll agree with this. You know what the ending scene reminded me of? It reminded me of a PG version of the ending of Goodfellas. And I'm trying to get back to the house. Somewhat.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
Somewhat, except, being chased by the cops. I guess you can see it that way, except Goodfellas was a real life
Without
story.
the drugs and the guns and the...
Yeah, except, like I said, Goodfellas was a real story. And
let's be honest, even if his parents had caught him, it probably would have been you disappointed us, Ferris. And we're going to have to punish you. And based on his liver, they hit the computer and all this shit, I would be like, hey, cool.
They whacked him. I can't believe they whacked him. Oh, okay. No, they're not going to whack Ferris. That's a good thing.
Ferris gets popped at the end of the movie. Spoiler.
You can see Ferris and Cameron setting up, Pittsburgh connections for guns and drugs and.
Charlie Sheen was the one of the dudes who worked for him.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen got them all and got corrupted all of them. Oh man, yeah, he's running home still here. And then but you did make a point. It doesn't 100% explain how him and his sister do get along. But if you really had to do it, it was kind of like she can either side with the principal or side with her brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Given what we know now about Jeffrey Jones' proclivities outside of Hollywood, it's kind of like, and plus that maybe it's the mustache too. But even before I found out all I did about the dude, he just looked like a creepy motherfucker.
I know, that's what I said. Guy looks kind of creepy, but I didn't know he was doing all that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You thought that beforehand, and now that you've actually, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, sometimes I hate proving myself correct.
That's what John Cryer looks like, man.
Ugh. Yeah.
Ducky.
Yes, the Duck Man.
Here we go. We can do a little bit of this here.
Looking for this.
Let's see. Come on. Start talking.
I got you, Ferris.
How's Ferris? Let's go in and check.
Okay. Yeah. How was your day?
I have dreamed about this. This time, God damn you, little bastard. I've got you right where I want you.
Ferris, we're home.
So, how would you feel about another year of high school? Under my close personal supervision.
Hi. Thank God you're all right. You know, we've been worried sick about you.
There it is.
Thank you, Mr. Rooney, for
The
driving
turning
me home.
moment.
Now, I want you to go upstairs and get in bed.
The turning moment of
Gives
Matthew
him the
Broderick.
wink.
Ferris and Jeannie.
Scoot! Can you imagine someone as sick as Ferris trying to walk home from the hospital? Oh, kids.
Oh, kids. All right. Damn, man. I just can't say enough good about this movie. You know, a cult classic, which I don't know if it started the John Hughes classics, but I mean, this kind of is what made his films to be the cult classics that all of them came out to be. I mean,
and they inspired so many things.
It did. I mean, Breakfast Club, this,
take it. And this is going to be a weird. You might not agree, guys, but the way Ferris Bueller kind of played the character, talking to the camera, acknowledging the audience, I honestly think that this is what inspired the Zach Morris character from Saved by the Bell. And that, in terms of that presentation, if you really think about it.
I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't doubt it one bit if they were like, let's make him kind of computer-like, where he talks to the camera, this and that, because
like breaking the fourth wall. He would do the timeout, and he would. That was like a hallmark of that show. He would.
Yep, you're right.
Stop the middle of the show and basically acknowledge the audience.
Yep. Here we go. Do a little bit of the end here.
Honey. He's still awfully warm.
How do you feel?
150% better, thank you. Please, don't make me stay home again. I want to go to school. I have to graduate in June, and I want...
Ferris, you're sick. And don't go pushing it and making yourself worse.
Maybe you're right, Dad.
I know I'm right, pal.
How'd you get to be so sweet?
Years of practice.
I don't know. I could really date myself making old reference, but this kid was very Eddie Haskell-like. I don't know if anyone even knows what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Leave It to Beaver, Eddie Haskell, nice to the parents, hi, how are you? Walks out of the door, let's go get fucked up.
Yes. Yes, the 80s were an interesting time, I bet.
Yeah. And, and if, by the way, if you, to piece together the movies, if you look at the end part here, where the parents are walking out the door, there is a Simple Minds poster on the door. If you do not know, Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me was the theme song in Breakfast Club.
Yes.
So there's your tie-in to the John Hughes movies. It's in every movie. If you watch them enough, you'll see them, you'll hear them. You just need to keep an eye out. An eye and an ear both.
Yep.
So, there's another thing. Let me see if I missed anything. Unless you guys got more to say about the Ferris Bueller movie.
I'll just say it's one of those movies, man, that it never gets old, and I think it's one of those movies that can transfer from generation to generation. Kind of like an I Love You, Honeymooners. It's one of those timeless classics that no matter how many times you see it, it's still funny. It's still culturally relevant in some respects, and above all else, it's just a good movie. It makes you laugh, which is the whole purpose of it, in my opinion.
Yeah, and what we were talking about, I completely forgot about this. In 1990, they actually did try to make a series on NBC for this movie.
Well, I mean, they did it with Weird Science, so why not?
Yeah, and Jennifer Aniston, God, that was Boston. Jennifer Aniston actually was in there as Jeannie, and I completely forgot about it, but it was supposed to be a prequel to the film. It bombed. It lasted one season.
Oh, it actually got a full season?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, there was competition with another TV show that had come out that same year called Parker Lewis Can't Lose. And that show, basically that show killed it. And I believe Jennifer Aniston got Friends the same year and said, go fuck yourselves anyway. So, they had a lot of issues.
Yeah, but above all else, I think the most important thing this movie taught us, enjoy life. Take a day off every now and then, because it moves pretty fast. And if you don't slow down, you could miss it.
That's right. We've said it once and we'll say it again.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
There we go. Tony,
Sorry.
You got anything else? You want to wrap this motherfucker up?
It's a good movie. Everyone should give it a chance if you haven't. And if you have, give it a revisit because it's worth it, fellas.
Yeah, this is one of those movies that parents like me should be showing their kids when they're 10, 12 years old.
Yeah.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
But kids, I want you to realize that this was made in 1986, 30 years ago. So don't try to recreate, because parents aren't that gullible. I wish they still were, but they're not. So anything you see in this movie should not be attempted, because your parents will most likely be able to read through the bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel bad for my kids because I've done everything my kids are going to be able to try to do. They're not going to be able to get.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You want to check on your kids? You have security systems in your home that you can check from your phones and your computers.
It's not going to be that
Somebody
bad.
brought up the point. It might have been not to plug another podcast. It might have been Don, Tony, and Kevin Cass. It's cameras everywhere nowadays. You could get away with a ton of shit. I can only imagine the shit people was doing in the 70s and 80s. Crimes.
Oh, the stuff I
crazy shit.
play with as a kid, I'm sure.
Everything.
Nowadays, you do a crime like 2 minutes later, it's World Star. It's on YouTube. It's clips everywhere.
Yeah, I know. I mean, anything you do. I don't know. Anthony mentioned, but you know what? It's the end of the show. If you guys want to get into it real quick, we can. The whole Orlando thing. Anthony had mentioned it, and Tony had mentioned it too a little while ago, and that is a fucked up situation, man.
Yeah,
and I don't know. I mean, you guys know the way I feel. I know a lot of the gun control people have already come out and said blah blah blah, but there was no stopping what the. If someone like this wants to do what they're going to do and plan it like they did, the guy was a security guard. He legally owned his guns, but he had planned to do bad with them. So but goddamn, this is they're classifying this the most deadly mass shooting. 50+ people this guy got. plus 50 some injured. That's over 100 people this in one fucking shooting. One person, one guy.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you guys feel, but
I mean, to me, you know, not to get on the whole political tangent here, it's not a gun issue. It's not, you know, the problem is, in my opinion, within the Muslim community, they need to reevaluate. And this is not all Muslims, not all of them, but there is something inherently wrong in that culture in terms of what they're teaching these people that led to this guy doing this shit. This is not this is to me more of a human rights issue. Guns have very little to do with it. You know, to quote Chris Tucker, guns don't kill people. Stupid motherfuckers with guns kill people. And that's what this was.
Yeah, but I mean, this was absolutely horrible. And you know, it was at a gay nightclub who was basically wanting people there that night to enjoy a Latin type flavor. I actually went on the website, not the website, but the Facebook page, and there's a scary post from them right when it was going on that just said, you know, everyone get out of Pulse and keep running.
Jesus.
You know, that's creepy. I mean, imagine jumping on someone's Facebook page and seeing that. I'd shit my pants.
Yeah,
you know?
And you know, and I think I guess two things I'm going to bring up real quick, and then I'll get you guys' thoughts on it. One of the things that apparently led to this tragedy is the fact that about a week or two beforehand, somewhere in the local area, he had saw two guys kissing, and that apparently set him off, and that kind of set the wheels in motion for the tragedy that happened yesterday. And also, you know, they're calling this like a terrorist attack. They're calling it ISIS type of deal. Do you think that we're getting to a point where with these terrorists, they know that it's going to be hard as hell to get to like a major building like to the White House or the president, so they're going to start to pick obscure places like a nightclub, places where security isn't really going to be heightened?
They could, but you know, the problem is that the security should be heightened everywhere, and especially right now. You know, you know, look, everybody knows I've got my own views on guns and this and that, and you know, I'm for guns. Actually, I'm probably going to start teaching concealed weapon classes to be able to give people their concealed weapons licenses. So, you know, I've got my own views on guns, and, you know, goddamn, I just think if, you know, this might be stupid to say, and some people might get pissed at me, but goddamn, if someone else had a gun, maybe this guy wouldn't have got 50 people.
I mean, over 100, 50 people dead, over 50 injured, man.
I know. You know, look, let's just round it off to an even 105. Yeah. Let's just do that. 105 people total injured or dead.
One fucking person.
One person with one gun, basically. I mean, I know he had. They said he had a pistol and a assault rifle, but you know, it's just, god damn it.
Yeah, it's just.
No one could stop this guy.
Honestly, and it's like I can't even imagine. Just imagine. Put yourself in that situation for a minute. You know, take the gay stuff out of it for a minute. These were people. These were human beings that were out for a good time. They weren't trying to hurt no fucking body. They were just out trying to enjoy life. So just imagine if you're out trying to enjoy life and all of a sudden, pop, 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 get down. And it's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And I mean, there were people calling 911 that were hidden, you know, hiding under tables and here and there, and just said that, you know, the rapid fire this guy was putting off was, you know, just scary, ridiculous. So, but I'm. It's just so fucking sad, you know, just to know that 50 people lost, you know, a son, a daughter, you know, whatever, a child. 50 families lost a family member. And it's just, you know, and, you know, if you go on the guy's Facebook, he was definitely claiming he was doing this in the name of ISIS. And, you know, you might have a point. They might not be wanting to go after these big targets anymore, because these big targets are much harder to get into now.
Yeah. And you know, like I said, not to put anything out to the universe, but I just get a feeling that they're going to unfortunately, we're going to get more and more of these type of attacks, because let's be honest, like, you know, a McDonald's, you know, me and Tony, we're from Philly. the McDonald's on 52nd Street doesn't have heightened security. So, I mean, they want to pick out places where it's going to be a low key. It's just going to be people like civilians. I mean, let's be honest. This guy went after civilians. He made a list of over 1,000 people that he wanted to take out, and they were all civilians. These weren't actors or political figures. These were just regular people like me and you.
No.
So I think that's going to be their new mode of attack. They're not going to go for the political officials. They're not going to go for the presidents. They're going to go for regular fucking people. And it's kind of it's fucked up, but it's actually an ingenious way of looking at it if you really think about it.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't want to say it's ingenious. I would say it's kind of common sense. I mean, you can't get in the big buildings, but you go for a. I mean, look, I'm not trying to stereotype, but the guy went for a gay nightclub. Those guys are not going to be exactly, packing heat and shooting back and be the toughest guys.
You're going out for the night to have fun. You shouldn't have to carry a gun with you.
You shouldn't, but unfortunately, it's 2016. Things are really fucked up, and I've said it before on on the Wednesday show, and I urge people to go out there and get your fucking concealed. Learn how to carry correctly. Learn how to carry. Meanwhile, let's not even get into that because that was a nightclub, and anywhere alcohol is served, you're not supposed to be carrying anyway.
Right.
Legally, you're not supposed to, and if you carry legally, you're not carrying when you're drinking. I mean, shit, I don't. I mean, I took mine off. Yeah, it's beside me, but I'm not carrying. But I mean, it's just a very bad situation, and unfortunately, like I said, it was all my parents wanted to talk about tonight, and it was my nephew's 14th birthday, so. It just got brought up a lot tonight, but, I mean, we used to live in Florida. I had friends that were actually in Disney this weekend. 2 of my friends from Florida were in Disney this weekend, and, that's kind of close. You worry,
And how bad of an omen. This shit happens in Orlando. Mm-hmm. And where's WrestleMania going to be next year? And remember, WWE, they had the ISIS threat a few months ago.
Don't worry. They've got security there. I wouldn't even worry about that shit. They got fucking security at something like that, dude. Big security. I mean, think about it. Listen, big events have good security. Listen, you couldn't even walk into CZW without being molested.
Fair point.
I mean, you may sit there and be like, God, why do I have to go through that? Right. And then you hear about something like this, and you're like, maybe you're
like, even though, at someone's, a parent's, farm in Delaware, it's like, what's stopping someone from coming in there and just laying us all out?
Nothing, except, I mean, a responsible, again, like I just said, a responsible gun owner wouldn't bring his gun because he's drinking there, if he's drinking.
Right.
But, I'll even go to, I have a family member who, and I'll say it's my brother-in-law. He drinks almost all day. He carries a gun all day. There's people that just don't follow the law, A. Some people that think they're above the law. Some people that think that got something different out of the concealed weapons class than I did, which I believe he did. But there's just not everyone has the same mentality. Not everyone is going to be responsible, and that's just the fucking way it is. Look, criminals are going to get weapons no matter what. You ban guns.
Once again, I'm kind of like neutral on the whole gun stance, but my whole issue with gun laws is you're only affecting the law-abiding citizens. Mm-hmm. The criminals don't give a fuck about a law. Oh, gee, the president put out a law. Guess I can't get a gun no more. I mean, so this is why I think common sense really needs to come into play here. It's not about the laws. You can make as many laws as you want. If somebody wants to get a gun, they will get a fucking gun somehow.
A, common sense needs to come into play. B, and as a gun owner, I'll say this, there needs to be higher restrictions on rifles, assault rifles, shotguns, anything that they don't consider a concealed weapon. Rifles you're not supposed to be able to conceal. They don't consider them concealed. Things like that. Shotguns, can't technically conceal a shotgun. Oh yeah, you cut down a shotgun, it's concealable. Fuck you. There needs to be higher regulations on the sporting rifles because people know, look, you can go to Walmart and go get a rifle and walk out with it that day.
Right.
You do realize that, right? You can get a shotgun and walk out with it that day. You can go get an AR-15 and walk out with it.
How insane is that? Fucking Walmart.
Exactly.
How insane is that?
Walmart. Go to Dick's Sporting Goods. Anywhere, and you can walk out with one. So, even me as a gun owner, I do have rifles, but I think there should be higher restrictions on who gets them, and there needs to be better, much better restrictions on it.
Yeah, there also needs to be they need to put a hold on accessibility. Because, I mean, if you're going, think about that for a minute. If you can purchase an assault rifle from a Walmart or Dick's or your fucking local Acme, there's a problem there.
Definitely. There definitely is, and that's one of the big, I guess you could say holes in the system. That's one of them right there. Now, I know a lot of people say gun shows, it's, you can do the same thing. Listen, if you know anybody who knows anybody, I got a connection for this and a connection for that. Look, people, you're going to get what you want when you want it. But it's just, there really does need to be better. These people need to qualify. Just like, look, I can't walk into a gun shop today, buy a gun, and walk out with it today. It won't happen. If it does happen, I'm probably going to fucking be really scared. But, you can't do that. You got to wait the 3 days. They check you, this and that. They need to be doing the same thing with rifles and other things like that. Even though that will not stop the people, and no, that's not going to stop the assholes who still want fucking guns, black market. It won't. I mean, come on. Drugs have been illegal in this, country forever, and we still have a problem with it. And banning guns isn't the answer. So, what do you do? What do you do? But we can't keep going on the same way like this because, I mean, look what's happening. How many mass shootings have we had? In the past?
Not to sound like a heartless SOB here, but this is like rinse, wash, repeat. Every time there's a mass shooting, you'll hear people, "Oh, that's a shame." But nothing ever changes. Right. Everybody, the conversation will start, and you'll see all of these testimonials. You'll see people on Facebook and Twitter, "Oh, that's a shame," and pray for this one and pray for that one. But nothing changes. Within a couple months, this will be in the rearview mirror for most people.
Every side comes out with their opinion, but none of them come out with any type of solution. None of them. And, I know it's up to the government and this and that, but, this guy has been questioned 2 times by Homeland Security that did this shooting. 2 fucking times has this guy been questioned. And they said, basically with the Obama administration right now, their hands are tied. They can't, go after guys like this because they're not on the high watch list. Well, boy, if this guy was on that high watch list, we might have 50 people whose families aren't fucking literally mourning the loss today.
Yeah.
It's just there's so many variables that we can all sit there and go back and forth with, but it was a horrible tragedy, and like we've said, there's 50 people right now who are without a family member. There's 53 people who are probably still waiting in a hospital to get out. Wounds. So, a
they're
horrible
only guilty
tragedy.
of wanting to go out and have a good time. That's the only thing they did wrong.
That was it. And this was just a very weird one. It was closing time at a gay club, which is just a very it's not a spot you expect to hear when you hear of this kind of tragedy. Not that you expect to hear a spot, not that I'm saying that, but this is probably the least, you know, like, you know, you would think of a bigger place for a terrorist type of attack like this.
Well, to show you, it's like, you know, I guess the terrorists are starting to get smarter. You know, they're realizing that, why the fuck are we, you know, going for the big spots? Let's hit a bunch of little spots instead. We can do more damage.
Well, you know, I do not want to say that they're getting smarter. I'll say that they are settling for larger impact in smaller spaces.
Yeah.
You know,
this is just like a couple years ago, the tragedy in Boston with the running.
The marathon, right. I don't want to actually go and say the words that they're getting smarter, because that would give them some sort of credit. And to me, these people are heartless, cowardly scumbags, but
pieces of shit, quite frankly. And the only thing I will say this: my biggest regret is that they, you know, shot him. I would have personally preferred that they had to throw him in jail. And since he has a problem with gay people, it would have done my heart good to know that he would have got raped for the rest of his natural life.
Well,
that would have done my heart good.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the only way to take out an active shooter like that is to take him the fuck out. And like I've said before, you know, they don't shoot to wound; they shoot to kill. I know Shaheen didn't believe me, but cops do not shoot to wound your ass. Especially someone who's already taken out 50 fucking people. 50 fucking people. God damn it. Even saying that.
Insane to me. So he had to go in there blasting just.
Dude, he had I believe he had an AR. AR-15. You can. I don't think. I'm not going to tell you, but you don't know how easy it is to turn that motherfucker into automatic. That's all I'm going to say. You do not know how easy it is to turn a semi-automatic assault rifle into an automatic rifle. It is simple. It is too fucking simple, as a matter of fact. It is go on YouTube simple. How does that sound?
Wow.
Okay? Which again, you know, I'm a big, you know, I'm way pro-gun, but I'm also pro we have to, you know, get into who's buying it, and for rifles and everything, not just fucking pistols. Not just fucking pistols. You know, I have to be honest, I wouldn't even care if I had to fucking wait to buy a knife. I really fucking wouldn't. I have tons of fucking knives. I wouldn't care if I had to wait. You know, it's just... If that's what it has to come down to, you can't buy weapons at all, I'm fine with that, but... goddamn. I mean, even saying 50 people were murdered yesterday is just...
Yeah.
It's like hard to even wrap your brain around that many people in one spot by one person. If it was a bombing or something, you could say 50 people and not be so shocked, but one person did that much damage. You know? It's disgusting. It's a disgusting tragedy. Never should have fucking happened. And, you know, I don't know if I can say anything more. So.
That's it, yeah. It's not even something to say on that.
Yeah.
Like everyone said, thoughts and prayers with the people. It's a horrible thing.
Yeah, definitely. Heart goes out to all those families and of the, you know, of the people who passed and of all the people who are wounded. Hope every one of them pulls through and can just move on.
Yeah, you think about it.
So, all right. On that note, what do you guys think? Want to just wrap this thing up?
Yeah.
Man,
all right. Then let's do this.
That's a note to wrap it up on. But I'll just say, what else can I say here? Except I wish Ivy would suck me off, just to kind of end things on a semi-positive note, because that was a bit of a downer after we had some fun talking some Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, but, you know...
Billy Corgan's the new minority owner of TNA.
There you go.
Brother Nero needs to wrap this bitch up.
What you talking about, Brother Nero? What do you mean? You got a vela? Give her a cuelo, chill on me in the morning. Okay, Brother Nero.
Just like that, folks. TNA makes everything better.
Just take it easy. Just take it easy, Brother Nero, okay? Okay? Look at the pelican. Go look at the fucking pelican, Brother Nero, okay? All right. Let's fucking get out of here.
So look us up, facebook.com/groups/talking movies. Look us up on Twitter at THT Movie Review, and that's about it.
There you go. Thanks, Tony, for joining us. And if you guys want to listen to the wrestling show, you know to find us on mixer.com/THT podcast every Wednesday at 9:30. That's p.m. Eastern, as long as I don't have any computer problems. So you can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/group/THT podcast. Go to THT podcast, and like Anthony said, Talking Movies on Twitter. And there you go. Find us on iTunes, THT Podcast, and everywhere else. And on that note, we are out of here. Thanks again, Anthony and Tony.
Peace. See you next week.
Thanks, man.